So once upon a time, I saw a movie called Jaws 4: The Revenge, and after I saw that movie, I said, well, this is it. Can't possibly see a worse shark movie than this. But, through the power of Scarro and his channel points, I have been proven wrong. I have been proven very, very wrong. As today, we are going to be reviewing a little film called Shark Attack 3: Megalodon. In case you're wondering about the first two Shark Attack films, by the way, this film has no correlation, so it's fine. Released straight to DVD in late 2002, this movie's about a shark who, honestly the plot's confusing. Like, the shark's bothered by some power cables or whatever, so because of the power cables, it's killing people. Because the power cables fucked with where it was living, or the power cables are charging it. It's very confusing. I still don't honestly know, and I just saw the movie. This movie is most notable for starring John Barrowman, who some of you might know from his roles in Doctor Who and Torchwood. He said in an interview with Jonathan Ross that he did this film solely for money, and yeah, I would fucking hope so. Is this a good, bad movie though? Well, yes, it is. It's a little long, it's about an hour and a half, unfortunately, but it's hilarious. Like, it's funny as hell. The dialogue is hilarious, the plot is nonsensical, it's just got all the makings of a good, bad movie. Also, if you look up Shark Attack 3: Megalodon on YouTube, you'll see a clip from near the end of this movie that has almost 60 million views. It was posted back in 2007, but still, almost 60 million views. Coincidentally, 60 million is also the amount of brain cells I lost watching this, and now you get to lose them too, as we review Shark Attack 3: Megalodon. Alright, here we go. We start off in the Pacific Ocean with the SS Bountress, which is in charge of laying down some telecommunication wire, I think? Something like that. However, before they can complete it, the divers are attacked and ripped apart by a giant shark, which also destroys the cable line. And now it's time for a good old-fashioned time jump as we end up 6 months later in Colima, Mexico. So we meet our main character Ben, who's a lifeguard and also a lobster fisherman, I guess. He also has a friend named Chuck who used to be in the Navy and works for those people who are laying down the power lines. Ben and his lifeguard partner Asai go out into a part of the ocean that's past their jurisdiction in order to hunt for some lobster. So meanwhile, some old man's trying to reel in a marlin while a couple bangs behind him, but then the shark comes by and yeets his marlin, and all he ends up with is a head. Meanwhile, Ben dives for lobsters and also finds the cable, and inside the cable, he finds a shark tooth. They're interrupted by the Mexican Coast Guard, who are just a couple of white guys, and might I say that even though this movie's supposed to be in Mexico, there's like 3 Mexicans in this movie. So later that night, Ben goes on marinetech.com, good old-fashioned 2002 internet, and asks the people on there if they can identify the shark tooth. We then go to the Natural History Museum in San Diego, which I've actually been there, that's pretty cool, where we meet a paleontologist named Kat. She sees Ben's post on marinetech.com about the mystery shark, and she thinks she might be onto something. So the next day, Ben meets with his boss Luis, as well as Mr. Tully, who is the head of Apex, which is that company that was laying down the cables underwater, and they warn him about possible shark attacks. Meanwhile, some couple are fucking in the water, but uh-oh, here comes a shark, and oh, they killed it. That was easy. Turns out it wasn't the shark though, it was just some random hammerhead. The paleontologist Kat then shows up to meet Ben about the shark tooth, and because Ben's a pussy, even though she offers him money, he just gives it to her. Kat then calls up her people and tells them that she thinks it's something real big and tells them to get a camera crew on down there. Later that night, there's a party and a couple go down a water slide straight into the ocean where they're promptly eaten by the shark, just for comedic effect, I guess. The next day after that, Kat and her camera crew show up and they go out onto the water to look for the shark. They're able to bait it in and get footage of it, and Kat's able to place a tag on it with a camera. Meanwhile, some dude is playing with his dog and he throws the frisbee into the ocean. His dog is smarter than him though and refuses to go get it, so he does, and he promptly gets murked by the shark. Later that night, Ben confronts Kat about lying to him about the dangers of the shark, and she tells him that the shark's apparently a Megalodon, but don't worry, it's just a baby Megalodon. I'm sure there's not a bigger one, it's just a baby, everything will be fine. But Ben says fuck this, he's gonna settle this the American way, with guns. So they go out in the water again and look for the shark, which turns out is going right for a group of people, but they're able to lead it away at the last minute. The shark then turns its attention towards a paraglider and her friends, and after killing one of them and sending the paraglider into the water, Kat tries to pull the paraglider into the boat, but like can't grasp her, even though she has like 4 or 5 tries at it, and then she gets eaten by the shark. Ben then goes and confronts Luis, and he's like, yo, you gotta close the beaches, and Luis is like, nah, son, and Ben's like, yo, shark's gonna kill people, and Luis is like, aight, son, you gotta kill the shark, though, and Ben's like, aight. So here's where the plot gets convoluted. Ben and Kat show the video footage to Chuck of the shark, and Chuck's like, okay, the shark's probably attracted to the communication power line because either it supercharges the shark or it went for the shark's. I think he said it went for the shark's territory, which caused the shark to rise up, and if they keep building the communication line, then more sharks might rise up because it's going for their territory. I don't fucking know. Needing some help, Ben and Kat decide to light some candles and pray to Jesus. And the next day, guess what they do? Yeah, you guessed it, they go out into the water, again, while Chuck hacks into the management file of his own company. Chuck finds out that Mr. Tully knew about the sharks the whole time and goes to confront him, but Mr. Tully brushes him off with the great line of, my lawyers will be all over you, they're the real sharks. So we're back in the water, and they're trying to lure the shark to the boat, which they do so Ben can stab it with a spear? The shark kind of destroys their boat by ramming into it and starts filling with water, and then Kat just then remembers, oh wait, I have a shotgun. You are telling me that you've been trying to stab it with a spear, and you had a shotgun this whole fucking time. So she goes to get the shotgun, and then the shark bursts into the bottom of the boat, and she yeets the shotgun because she's stupid. And then Ben comes in and grabs a baseball bat and just starts wailing on the motherfucker with a baseball bat, and then Kat finally picks up the shotgun and shoots it dead. Thank God for that. This movie's over, except no it's not, because we still have half an hour left. But let's pretend it's over. Hey, here comes Asai and his speedboat, and oh, Jesus Christ, that is a much bigger shark. Yeah, that's right, turns out that other Megalodon was just a kid. Here comes Mama Shark doo-doo-doo-doo-doo, Mama Shark doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. The rest of the camera crew done get eaten, but luckily Ben finds a random flare out of nowhere, and then immediately, I'm talking 0.5 seconds later, motherfucker, a helicopter comes out of nowhere, and they escape the Megalodon, albeit barely. So Ben then goes and confronts Luis again. He's like, yo, you gotta tell the public, and Luis is like, nah, son, and Ben's like, fuck you, I quit, I'll do it myself. So they meet up with Chuck again to devise a plan. Luckily, Chuck has a torpedo, which he stole from the United States Navy, I guess. I'm sure he's totally allowed to have that. I'm sure they don't care at all. And basically, they're gonna blow the shark up. Worked in Jaws. So they're gonna go down there in Chuck's mini submarine, but they need to shoot a tracker at the shark so the torpedo can actually, track it. And then Kat shoots a crossbow at them just for the lulz. And after Chuck goes home, Ben says this exact line to her. Man, I'm feeling pretty wired. How about I take you home and eat your pussy? That was word for word the line, and then they just have sex in the shower. So the next day, they're down in the submarine looking for the shark while Kat is up in a helicopter with the crossbow and the tracker. But meanwhile, Mr. Tully, Louise, and a whole bunch of other rich people are out in the water on a yacht. I'm sure that will go incredibly well for them. No way that could end up not so good. But wait a minute, y'all ready for this? Dun 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 dun, here comes the shark, dun 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 dun, he gonna kill you all, dun 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 dun, you all gonna die, dun 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 dun, time for a big murder. So the shark's getting ready to kill the rich people, fail to see how he's the villain here, and Kat tries to shoot it with the tracker, but she fucking misses. Good job putting her on crossbow duty. Then the rich people start throwing grenades into the water to try to blow the shark up. Yeah, it doesn't work. And then they proceed to die in hilarious ways. Luis jacks his girlfriend's life jacket and then just jumps right off the boat right into the shark's mouth. This is that clip on YouTube that had 60 million views, by the way. And then Mr. Tully tries to drive away on a jet ski, and he drives, you guessed it, right into the shark's mouth. So luckily Chuck had a backup tracker, so he gets out of the submarine and surfaces and tries to shoot the shark with it, but he also misses because nobody in this fucking movie can aim. Luckily, Ben has developed a big brain idea. He decides to get intentionally eaten by the shark. No, trust me, it's a good idea. So the shark latches on to the submarine, and then, as Ben escapes, he fires the torpedo, and the torpedo locks onto the submarine. submarine, which is in the shark's mouth, so it blows up the shark. And also, Ben was in the blast radius, but he's fine somehow, because fuck it. And that's it. Everybody's safe, we can go home, except dun dun dun. Meanwhile, in the Legion of Doom, there's another Megalodon shark, and they're still out there, but who cares? It's the end of the movie, and this is the last movie in the franchise, so nothing fucking matters. So anybody remember what having brain cells was like? Because I think mine are about all out. Scarro, I hope you're happy, and I really don't know what to say. Was this a good, bad movie? Absolutely. It was hilarious. Like, seriously. It was somehow a worse shark movie than Jaws 4 to Revenge. And Jaws 4 to Revenge sucks, but at least this was funny. I mean, it was a typical good, bad movie, you know? Stupid audio. I forgot to mention, by the way, I'm about 95% sure that all of the audio in this movie, like all the voice audio in this movie, was dubbed over in post-production. I'm about 95% sure that most of the audio was dubbed over in post-production. It just sounds like it, and it's still terrible. But honestly, this movie is just a fun little time, so if you're looking to waste an hour and a half of your life and an hour and a half worth of brain cells, check out Shark Attack 3, Megalodon. Will we ever check out the first two Shark Attack films? I don't know. I don't know if I have enough brain cells for that. But next week on Free 16 Reviews, we will actually be coming to you on Sunday instead of the normal day of Saturday, because next Sunday is Valentine's Day, and we will be reviewing the 2001 horror movie Valentine. But that, ladies and gentlemen, is going to do it for my review of this masterpiece. Again, thank you to Scarro for using your channel points on this unbelievable film. Thank you guys for watching. If you liked it, be sure to like it. If you didn't like it, don't. If you want to follow any of my social media links, they're all in the description down below. Thank you to all my patrons who are in the description for supporting me and my channel. I don't know if this movie is quite what you had in mind, but I appreciate it regardless. With all that being said, though, my name is Taffer16. This has been my review of Shark Attack 3, Megalodon, and I'll see you guys next time.